Good morning, everyone. I'm finally up and moving around. I just got a shower, but I wanted to talk to you today about how everybody is across the world. This isn't just the United States, but I mostly watch what's going on in the United States. But uh, everybody hollering about their freedoms being taken away. Freedom and freedom and freedom. It's what everybody's talking about. So, uh, I wanted to, now I got to put my glasses on to read this. Um, Here, I've got it on this. Okay, I looked it up. Freedom, absence of necessity. Necessity. No, I can't say it right. Necessity. Corrosion or constraint in choice or action. So, and of course, and then freedom of being locked up and stuff like that. That's all a given. But um, I have found that freedom comes in all different forms, and what freedom means to everybody else. But I believe that the lack of freedom or freedom, however you want to look at it, started with civilization. Now, I did write down. I did look up some stuff, and where civilization started. Actually, it started in the Mesopotamia, which is Iraq now, and it spread over to Egypt, and then different China and different places. So civilization started way back over in those countries, and then it uh, moved into Central America, which is Mexico now, in 1200 BCE. So, what civilization is? It's systems administering territories. So uh, they sort out different sections of the country, and they make territories out of them. Little uh, complex division of labor and division of people, social and economic classes, urban settlements, and cities. So, well, who started civilization? Well, from what I can tell, uh, it had to be people that wanted power and control over people, and um, devising their own way of living, which constituted um, gathering up the humans and the people that were around back then, and putting in their own way of doing things, their own systems, um, complex divisions of labor, make having people work and stuff like that, and dividing people into um, social and economic classes, like the poor people, the middle class, and of course naturally the wealthy, the elite, and um, now I could go clean back to Genesis if I wanted to, but that's probably for another channel. But um, where setting up civilization there, and if you didn't follow the rules, you're cast out. So that's just like today's civilization. Now, a lot of us didn't have any choice in the matter about being born in civilization society. We were born there, and we were programmed there, programmed to live certain particular ways and follow rules and regulations. Now, I grant you that there should be laws and things like that, um, but to me, civilization hasn't. They follow laws that they made up, and it don't fit everybody. Everybody is their own individual person. Now, I don't know if I'm going to put the link in this video or not, but the universe has its own laws, and there's at least 12 of them. This is besides gravity and things. There's other um, laws that we naturally know about. But the universe has 12 laws, and if you're interested, I'll try to put the link in there. But all you have to do is Google it, and it's 12 laws of the universe, universal laws. But yeah, and so civilization and freedom really goes hand in hand, and so I think I think once you have to wake up and finally say, especially when you're going into the part where, well, they're taking my freedom away and this and that and whatnot. Well, first of all, start thinking. You got to start thinking differently. Now I know it when we're young and we're growing up. Now I always ask questions when I was little. My mom would say, "Do this or do that," or somebody would say, "Do this or do that," and I'd say, "Why?" Well, I never got an answer because I said so. Well, that's sort of like what civilization is, societies and the different uh, divisions and stuff. The urban um, settlements and cities, they all have their own set of rules and ideas about how, if you want to live in this civilization, if you want to be civilized, you got to follow our rules. Now, civilized is like uh, another subject, really. To me, civilized is uh, one human showing respect and love to another human, and do unto them as you would want people to do unto you. But the the freedom part comes in um, whether or not you decide you want to live the way civilization is asking you to live. Now, some people enjoy it, but here's the thing: if you want to live in the systems that civilization provides, then because you basically are signing up for it. Okay, although I was born into this and I was programmed into this, but if you find fault with it somewhere, then you need to start thinking critically about it all. And that's what I started doing. Do I want to pay X amount of money to make somebody else wealthy? Well, no. Uh, and of course, and I've learned late in life. Now, all you younger folks out there that are saying, and I don't even know what Gen Zs, millenniums, I don't understand all that concept, but you're saying you don't want to work a 9 to 5. Well, I don't blame you. It's hard work. Even way back when I was um, in the workforce or growing up, and okay, like say for instance, my very first time, my mom come to me at 18 and says, tapped me on the shoulder, and Joyce, you got to go get a job. She didn't show me how, nothing. I didn't know what society was like. I didn't know you had to dress a certain way, be a certain way. And so I had a little restaurant down in my little village where I lived, and I got my best dress on, and lime green dress, as a matter of fact. Fixed my hair up as nice as I could. We were poor as a church mouse. And down I went. Well, naturally, I did the interview in front of the lady. I mean, we all knew her. Um, it was a nice lease at the time. And my shoes, tennis shoes, were white tennis shoes, but were black as the ace of spades. Well, as you all know, I didn't get the job. So there's certain criteria you have to follow if you want to live in a civilization society the way they say, or whoever says that you got to live. Now, to me, some of that is proper, like the laws and stuff. If somebody steals your stuff, or somebody kills somebody, then yes, you need to have rules and regulations for that. But if you don't want to live in a civilized world and civilization that puts you in different classes of people, and they divide the people up, and you're this, you're that, you don't even fit on the income scale, which I don't, and many of all you out there don't fit. You don't. You're not even on the scale. So what are we? Who are we? Well, in reality, and our Creator created us, and we're just as important to the environment, to the planet, and to all the energy that goes on around us as the very top people that they put at the top, the wealthy, the elite. Now, I grant you that all these different classes, they worked hard, but once you're born into a certain category, so to speak, well, this civilization has ways of keeping you down, that's for sure. So therefore, you're really not as free as you'd like to. Well, okay, but now we have free will, right? So start thinking critically about, after you get to be an adult, or even you younger folks. Start thinking critically. Okay, I have to live. I have to eat. I have to have a roof over my head. So what am I going to do? I don't want to live in a civilization. Now, I'm gonna go back to uh, when they come over from, I think it's England, the Brits, and they sent different people over and stuff, indentured servants and different ones, to settle this country. They found a country, and we ain't even gonna go into who really found it, or nothing like that, because there was already people here. The natives, which Native Americans, or it wasn't even called America yet. So um, the Brits came over here, according to history, what we learned in school, and uh, started settlements along the Virginia coast, and then moved up to New York and different places, and then started spreading out west. Well, civilization. They come in and wanted to um, reframe the natives, the indigenous people here, said they were heathens and everything, and started making them follow their sets of their standards and stuff like that. And they did it in various different ways. So we're not going to go into that. I think we all know that history. And if they didn't want to follow that, then they did it's the only way that they knew how at the time. Well, now we're more up to speed on different ways of being able to not stay in that system. And so again, you got to start thinking about what you want, what you don't want. I would say start thinking about, well, that's how I did. I started thinking about what I don't want. Oh, I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay somebody else a bunch of rent, which I did for years. Can you imagine? Imagine I started keeping track of the rent that I was paying when I was living in Florida. That man was a wealthy man, and he would not fix anything. You had to fight him tooth and toe to fix it. He was a millionaire. Selfish, slumlord, millionaire. And one day I said to him, I said, I needed my back door fixed. And I said, look, and at that point in time, I had already paid him $18,000 to live in a rambly down trailer. But I liked where it was situated. I was right on the bay. Water was right there. Could watch a beautiful sunset and sunrise when I got up in the mornings. It got cold down there once in a while, especially during the winter time, but for the most part, it was warm and the sun and everything. But I said, look, you can fix this door because I have given you $18,000 since I've lived here. Now, it went on that I paid a lot more after that. But I got to thinking to myself, and I said, this is where thinking comes in. Think outside the box. Now, in reality, there really isn't no box. The box happens to be the system. The civilization is the box. And if you were fortunate enough to not have been born in the cities and the society type area, but yet you were outside, you could grow your own food and all that kind of good stuff, and you were still intelligent enough to know what's going on around you, then that's good. But most of us were born into civilization, and now we have to start thinking different. Um, there's a saying, Wayne Dyer and many other people talk about it. Change your thinking, and you'll change your life. And there was a great man from way back in um, Jerusalem and Nazareth and places that said, change your thinking, go within, and your life will be different. You'll find all the keys and stuff once you start thinking differently and know where to go. But society is the box, civilization is the box. So if you don't want to live the way the powers that be or the powers that are trying to be then you have to start thinking differently and what you want and what you don't want. So, for freedom, freedom is a state of mind to begin with. Um, if you're happy with living in the civilization and stuff, and you like all the comforts it gives you and everything, and you don't have to, and you like working a full time job, and you like working the way they tell you to work and things, and but you still don't feel free. It's a state of mind. Acknowledge the fact that you want to live in all of that, and you wanted to be divided up into social statuses and different classes. Then you gotta change your thinking again. You gotta accept that and find a solution to how you can live in that system. Now, as for me and my house, which is my little sassy, I don't want to pay that outrageous prices for rent. I'm now we're at the age that I'm at, and the money that I'm bringing in right now, which is not much. It's a fixed income, so I ain't even on the scale of being saying that I've got money, and I couldn't buy my own house, but I went to the next best thing that I could do, and I bought a camper. It is now paid off. Now it took some doing to do that. While I was in Florida, I started watching YouTube channels and stuff about uh, tiny houses and campers and renovating campers and stuff like that. And of course, you're going to get some feedback from people. You're going to get some flack from people, no matter what you choose to do. But now I've um, got my getting my home set up, my house set up, my camper set up to where it's starting to feel like a home, and where I can call it home sweet home. Um, but here's the thing: what's the price? What is the price that we're all going to pay for freedom? Well, if you feel freedom to you for you is living in the civilization and the systems and the complex divisions of labor and divisions of people and social economy classes and um, the list goes on. It's inside that box. So if you want to live inside that box, then there's still a price to pay. You're gonna have to decide whether you like it or you don't like it. And if you like it the way it is, and you feel like you got your freedom in there, then stick with it. If you don't feel like you have your freedom, then start thinking differently and find solutions for you to live in the box. Now, as for me, I never did like living in the box. I always thought outside the box, and people all my life has told me I was crazy. So I'm now at this age, now finally brave enough, which I did do things back in my younger days that tried to steer me out of the box, but it, it was the wrong way. I wasn't thinking like this great man back in the day said, be sly as a fox. Well, being sly as a fox to me is thinking outside the box and find solutions, find what the rules and the regulations are and everything, what you can and cannot do, find what suits you, and step out. And if you're afraid, do it afraid. And I know, like with me, uh, everybody now, even with me living in a camper, turned it into a home. A lot of people wouldn't do that, which I'm not saying I mean, I've got some fear that comes along with that. And I try not to think about it. Like I said, I have mobility problems, and I have some other issues, like I've got dry eyes, and they're trying to categorize me, label as an autoimmune disease, but I'm not going to go there. But I stepped out of the box and working on living life as free as I can with my limitations. Like I said, that's not for everyone. Um, and a lot of people have got this idea that they can't do it. Well, you do whatever's easiest for you. Now, I do miss some things. In fact, I do miss a house where it has your own separate bedrooms and stuff like that, and you can put your bedroom right in your bed right there and decorate it all up and stuff like that. And it looks so nice. Oh, it looks so nice. But I have to rent, and when you rent somebody else's place, you don't have the kind of freedom that you'd like to have if you owned your own place, because you can't go in there and tear out walls and um, build this or build that into somebody else's house that they own. So I um, I moved out of the box so that I could do my home the way I want to until if and when I decide I want to buy a house. Again, owning your own house, it's still in the civilization system because you have to pay taxes, property taxes. If you want to put uh, um, electric in, say you just buy a piece of property and you want to build a house on there, you got to have sewer. That's a lot of money. You got to follow rules and regulations to do that. You got to pay a fee for the electric guy to come out and inspect what you've already built in. You got to put the pole up. You got to put the electricity on the pole, and you got to have the right wiring and everything. So you're still in the system. You're still in the civilization again. So if that's what you want, then you have to accept that that's freedom for you. And if it don't quite work, then you have to find a solution somehow, some way, if you want to stay in that little bit of a box of owning your own place. So the price, we all have to pay a price for freedom. That's just that. It's just that bottom line. So, because I mean, if you go back to um, Genesis, and this is the only time I'm going to because I don't want to get on religion or anything like that, or the Bible. And I hold on a minute. Sassy's trying to get off of her bed. Um, when supposedly, if that's how it went, because I'm not saying that's not how it went. I'm just saying I question everything. So they were put in the garden because there was no man to till the ground. So man was made and put in the garden, and there was rules. You can eat of everything in here. There's the tree of life, and then there's the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So, but if you eat this, you'll die. So they disobeyed, bottom line, the rules of the garden, and they were tossed out. So the there, no matter where you go and no matter what you do, there's going to be a certain amount of rules and regulations. Okay, I live in a camper, but I can't move it unless I have plates on it, just like a car. And then I'm probably going to have insurance on it. I'm not sure about that yet. Now, to get the title in my name, sorry about that. My dog just kept getting in the way, and I'm trying to push her out of the way. And I have to get the title in my name in order to get the plates and stuff on it. So, because I paid $14,000 for it, in which I don't want to lie on the title, would have to pay $900 to almost $1,000 to get that title in my name because of the taxes on it. So, in reality, to be a human being and to be, if you're not going to be a wild animal out in the woods someplace, there's rules and there's regulations and there's some kind of box that you're going to put in. So the best thing you can do is find solutions that are going to give you the kind of freedom and the freedom mindset, because that's all freedom really is how you feel in your mind, how you think in your mind. And so if you don't feel like you're free, then find a solution to change your way of thinking to know that you're free. I don't know how else to say that, but anyway, I'm going to try to leave the link on this video about the 12 laws of the universe in the description. I'm just still learning how to do this. And by the way, I got a new phone, and I had to, because the other phone just kept freezing and it wasn't giving me any storage, even though I would go in and take clear the storage out and stuff. So, and it's a 5G. I didn't want to get a 5G, and now that's another subject. So, um, I hope I've enlightened you on some things. I don't know, and I hope I don't offend anybody. But please keep the comments civil, because I'm I can get very I can get very upset, and it's hard to explain to people in comments. Um, so and if you keep the comments civil anyway, YouTube will keep um, my video on, and if you get too irate on here, I'll either delete you myself, or and that's for all you trolls out there. Or YouTube will delete it if it gets too graphic or something on there. So, but and comment and like, and if you want to subscribe, the subscribers don't uh, um, they don't pay me according to the subscribers. I did take somebody commented on here to for me to monetize my videos, and I told her, I said, well, I'm not doing this for the money, and I'm really not. I'm doing this because, first of all, it gives me something to do, gives me a reason to get up in the mornings and clean up and um, fix my camper into a home. Because when you get to this age and you have no dreams, you have no visions, you perish. So like and subscribe and comment and share, because that's where I get, they'll pay me. And of course, watch the commercials through too, because that's another part of the, because the commercials is what pays YouTube, and then YouTube pays me. So anyway, I'll leave you with this. Um, Wayne died. Wayne Dyer says, change your thinking, change your life. And Henry Ford says, if you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right either way. So y'all have a great day, and I'm going to try to have a great day. And I haven't even made my bed yet. So we'll talk to you later. See ya. Have a great week, because I don't know what I'm going to do in another video. So we'll see y'all.